winemaking end of it, but for our new winemaking style with our new winemaker, she's really enjoyed having the cooler fruit, and it's not flabby, it's firm. And once you get it in the bins, even if you don't process it for a few hours, I mean, even if they're in the sun, you know, the top layer might be warm, but you stick your hand down in there, you know, a foot down the bin, and it's still just as cold as when you picked it. So I think there's a lot of things that can be improved, but you know, I think it's putting everything together, but I think there is something to this lower impact farming. You know, like I said, with the every other row, maybe some cases every row non-till. You know, like I said, you're eliminating the dust erosion, and I think it's the things that we need to do as farmers to take steps into the next generation. And that's about where I'm at.
Hey, I think we have a question from online.
Yeah, this question is for any of the speakers on viticulture. What about picking late, and what do they do in the vineyards when the weather is not cooperating late in harvest?
Pick faster.
Cry.
I'll give it a stab. We pick faster. No, seriously, weather is something none of us can control. Hopefully the things that we do before that time comes makes a difference when that does happen. But we were talking about picking at nighttime. We do the opposite once it gets late in the year. The fruit is too cold to ferment, then we go to daytime picking. So that's just one thing that you can do late in the season to help the fermentation and so on and so forth.
Thank you. Jose, do we have any other online questions? No? Okay. Anybody here have a question, comments they'd like to? We'll get the microphone over to you there, or if you have one in front of you.
It's just a quick question. A few years ago when we had the meeting at Foppiano, you were describing mechanical harvesting, but from your comments it sounded almost like you're hand picking at night.
Yeah, we are.
I am doing a lot of hand picking. We still do a couple of the blocks with machine, but we do it at night to bring them in cool. We're probably doing more, let's see, we were doing about 70% mechanical harvesting. It's probably about 50-50 right now.
Paul, I'm just curious, all your new techniques in the vineyard, are those in the bottle, or is the result still in the warehouse?
I couldn't hear that.
Is the new techniques, are they shown in the bottle, or are they still in the warehouse, the results of your new techniques in the vineyard?
We're just getting our new wines out right now. As many of you know, we changed winemakers a couple years ago, and we're just getting into her 08s now. We just bottled our Petite Sirah about 10 days ago, 10 or 12 days ago, I forget what it is. And so that has been bottled. It is not available for taste today, but it'll be released. I think they're going to release it mid-September, and we've already released the Pinot Noir and the Sauv Blanc already this spring.
Question about for Parducci, for ripping out the old block.
Yes.
What was the difference? What was the quality difference between the virused and unvirused fruit?
One was ripeness. The stuff that was unvirused was up 23.5, 24. The virus stuff was 21. You know, and the other was just flavor. I mean, the virus stuff was, you know, hard, kind of green, not very interesting, and the other was very interesting.
We found the same thing in one of our old blocks. We've actually gone through and done a double pick and gone through and picked all the vines that basically don't show any virus symptoms, and then go back and pick the other ones later because of the same thing that Bob was saying.
Yeah, sometimes old just doesn't mean good.
Old
Except me.
Means tired sometimes.
Clark?
Bob, I want to ask a sort of a regional character question. You had mentioned the bright red cherry characteristic, and that's certainly something you see all over Mendocino, but there's kind of a human factor up there too, that because of the advanced commitment to organic practices and natural winemaking, and maybe a little less SO2 and that kind of stuff, that Mendocino wines are kind of generally noted, at least by our panel, as having, you know, if you like it, you call it complexity, and if you don't, you call it funky, but wines with a lot of personality. You're a very solid professional winemaker in that, and I don't question your commitment to that movement, but I just wonder, because you're such a pro, how you sort out being on the bleeding edge there.
If you're talking about Brettanomyces, that's not good funkiness, that's off the top. But, you know, it's fruit condition as it comes in and how you deal with it, and paying attention to fermentations. You can do native fermentations and not have a funky wine. I think you get expression of the vineyards. What I didn't say is we have some vineyards that actually come with a white pepper flavor too, and that seems to be a year basis, not every year. Some vintages we do, some we don't, and those tend to be more on the hillside vineyards up on top. I think Randall is here, and I know he got some fruit from some vineyards I did one year that, you know, really had a lot of the white pepper, and it was actually a grafted over vineyard, but it was up on a hill, and it was a very different type of character.
Okay, any other questions or comments? Or well, we're going to have lunch over underneath the arbor at 12:30 in about 10-15 minutes, and that concludes the morning sessions, and then we'll meeting again in the barrel room at 1:30 for the Petite Sirah tasting. So thank you very much to all the speakers and for everybody participating here in the room and also on the internet. Thank you. Get them all
Yes, please take your glasses with you.
So where's the lunch and the...
Walk in.
Oh, okay.
There's some chairs out there.
The tasting
In the cellar, yeah. Oh, yeah. In fact, I'm going to see if I can put my stuff in there so I can pack it around.
What?
That's funny you say about the virus. We did that too.
Yeah.
We did make that. We went in, you know, tasting it open, and I'm like, that's red bucket.
Oh, yeah, no, they were flat and simple.
And then we're like, just like, do a two-part fix. I got to explain this to the guys, so I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, guys.
actually, we went on to
We
tagged the good flies.
And we went back. I mean, it took 2.5 weeks. It's funny, it's the same.
You know, the other part. I'll show you what it did. Side by side.